Hey y'all, welcome back to A Dash of Gratitude. My name is Beth, and welcome if you're new. I'm glad you're all here, and I hope that you can get some ideas from this video. I've been filming over the last couple of weeks some of our meals that we've been enjoying as a family, and I put them all together in a very quick, direct to the point format. I think there ended up being 9 recipes in this video. It might be 1 or 2 more or less. I don't remember. I will be sure to add any details about the recipes and link them in the description box below if I can. I hope you enjoy this video and get some inspiration for dinner for you and your family and friends. For dinner tonight, I have shredded pork tenderloin that's been cooking in the crock pot all day. And all I did was I put the pork tenderloin in. It was still mostly frozen, and I covered it with this creamy steakhouse from Kinder's. It's got horseradish and garlic, and so I just kind of sprinkled that all over top and let it cook all day. And then I've gone on and shredded it apart. It shredded so easily. It's just like so tender. It's perfect. It cooked to perfection today. We have 2 different kinds of sauces. We've got the Carolina Gold, which is my personal favorite. This one is from Trader Joe's. And then I also picked up a Sweet Baby Ray's because this is kind of like crowd pleaser, if you will. It's so good. If you've never tried it, you should. Real good. Okay. To go along with, you can either have barbecue plain or on a bun. These are from Sara Lee Artisanal Bakery bread buns. They're real good. And then the kids picked these spicy sweet chili Doritos to go along with. Also in the oven, I've got some vegetables roasting. We have Brussels sprouts and carrots. Making barbecue in the crock pot this way is one of my favorite ways to do an easy barbecue at home. This meal makes for an excellent choice for like summertime, 4th of July, when you're having friends over. It is perfect. Now, this night we did not cook at home. We went out to Patriots Smokehouse. Speaking of barbecue, and this is not sponsored or anything, but we have some really good friends who own this barbecue place. It's local to us, and we went for dinner a few nights ago. It was so good. We always enjoy going there. And they have like a little general store area where you can buy local products. They had some freeze-dried Skittles that were so good. The kids picked up a bag, and we're still enjoying them. And it's been a little while since we've been. Anyway, here's a look at their menu. And I'll also show you the food that we got. And you know what? I was so hungry. I didn't really focus in too much on the food, but oh my gosh. So this was Serena's. That's a kid's meal. That's Robbie's, a kid's meal also. It was so perfect for them. This was Brandon's. It was delicious. And then I got a loaded barbecue-filled baked potato, side salad, and onion rings. It was so good. I've been thinking about it ever since we were there. Again, with the Carolina Gold barbecue sauce. And I love that bench, how it says home of the red, white, and Q. I think that is so fun for a barbecue place. Well, thank you, darling. I've been prepping dinner for the oven, and I've loosely based this on a recipe I found on Pinterest. I will link it below, but I love a good sheet pan dinner. We are more than doubling the recipe. That's why it's on 2 sheet pans, and the asparagus will go in very soon. But I'll show you what it looks like when it's all done. I just took dinner out of the oven. Now, I did have to let the chicken cook a little bit longer. I just cooked it until the internal temp was above 165. And the vegetables roasted beautifully. That asparagus is so pretty. And carrots and those little tiny potatoes. So dinner's gonna be delicious. It smells really good in this kitchen. And we're ready to eat. So you know how sometimes whenever you make chicken in the oven, it can get all dried out? Well, this was not dry at all. It was juicy and full of flavor. I love the lemon. It was just so good. Up next, Brandon grilled a chuck roast, which is one of our favorite ways to enjoy a chuck roast. He used the cowboy butter from Kinder's and grilled it up. He wasn't able to get any footage, but I did get some pictures, and here's the aftermath. All right, dinner is served. We sliced up the chuck roast from the grill. It looks real good. And we have leftover vegetables and fresh frozen Rally's French fries. So, dinner is served. Dinner tonight is going to be taco soup. Now this is a chicken taco soup. Technically you can just use all these cans and seasonings and all this. However, I did have to run out to the store today, so I ended up picking up a rotisserie chicken. All they had was the lemon pepper flavor, but I think it's going to be totally fine. So I'm actually not going to use the canned chicken, but I wanted to show you that you could if you wanted to. And I'm actually going to double the recipe because that's how I usually roll anyway. All right, this is a dump and go, heat and eat, easy dinner. Let's get started. For this recipe, I am going to rinse and drain the beans, but everything else I'm just going to dump right into the pot. And I've never made this before. I've always wanted to, because how nice to have such an easy dump and go recipe, like literally dump and go. But I've never made it before. So today I've got, one of my kids is actually not feeling 100% awesome. So I said, what a great day to try out this soup. And I had everything in the pantry already. So like I said, I would have just used canned chicken, but since I did go to the store, I picked up the rotisserie. So, you know, it's totally fine. All right, I'm gonna go ahead and turn this on to medium heat. It's been a busy day here. Got up, went to the gym, took the car to the car wash, did a little bit of yard work. So I'm looking forward to having this easy dinner. So I'm using a bulk taco seasoning. I'm going to use a 1/4 cup. I'm also using this bulk ranch powder. This Kinder's Ranch is so good. I'm also going to use a 1/4 cup of this. Here's what it looks like so far. In real time, that took less than 5 minutes to put all this together. And if I was using canned chicken, or if I had some pre-cooked chicken already ready to go, it would have been put together already. But I do have to shred the rotisserie chicken. So I'm just gonna stir all this to combine and let it warm up. And that way it'll be ready when I put the chicken in. I might add a little bit of water too. I might need to add a little bit of water as well. We'll see. All right, I'll let you know. I don't use rotisserie chicken that often, but I will say last week, Olivia made chicken pot pie, and she did use a rotisserie chicken, and it reminded me of how delicious they are and how easy they are to use. I mean, yes, you have to like take the time to like take all the meat off the bones and everything, but it's so good and tender and flavorful. So anyway, that kind of inspired me to use one in this recipe today. And I'm taking all the skin off and all the bones, obviously, and just using this meat. It's so tender. It's still pretty warm from the store, but it's gonna be really good. I also like that when you use a rotisserie chicken, you get both the white meat and the dark meat, which you either like that or you don't. It just offers such a good flavor, and it's real good. And I think since I'm doubling this recipe, I will probably use all of the meat on this rotisserie chicken. I don't know, maybe I'll just use half. You know what, I'm not following a recipe on this part, so I'll just see what it looks like when I get about halfway done. And then with the rest, I can use it to make a chicken salad with or something for tomorrow. Oh, that would be so good. I'm hoping I'll be able to do that. All right, so I did half of the rotisserie chicken. It shredded up so easily, and I did not add any extra water. This is just, you know, what you saw me do, and I think it's gonna be really good. We're gonna top it with sour cream and shredded cheese. I'm waiting for it all to warm up together, and then we'll be ready to eat. Now, this soup here, y'all, I cannot even tell you how surprised I was at just how good it really turned out. It had so much flavor. I think between the Rotel, those girls, between the Rotel, the ranch, and the taco seasoning, it just had such a good flavor. And I think the rotisserie chicken was the right choice. Although the canned chicken would do just fine in a pinch, I'm telling you. I hope that you'll make this because It was so easy and so delicious. 10 out of 10. I definitely recommend. Dinner tonight is taco salads, taco bowls, maybe nachos. I'm not really sure we have all those options available, but I wanted to show you the ground beef mixture that I cooked. I diced up 1 Vidalia onion and I put in 2 pounds of ground beef. I seasoned it with this taco seasoning. I picked this up from Sam's Club. And in addition to that, I also added a little bit of pinto beans. I like to cook up a big batch of pinto beans in my crock pot and then I freeze them. And then I'll just add them into a dish if I want to, or just have them separate, like on their own with like cornbread or whatever. I thought the pinto beans would be a nice addition to the tacos tonight. So that's our ground beef mixture. I do think we are gonna do nachos actually. So I've got these tortilla chips. We picked them up from Costco. I've got sour cream, salsa. I love jalapenos, so I always like to put a couple on whatever I'm making in the taco world. We have some mild cheddar. I also pulled out some ranch. Olivia really likes this ranch, so she can have that as an option. Y'all, this stack of nachos is going to hit the spot tonight. I love a good nacho pile, and I rarely put lettuce, but every time I do, I have no regrets because it just adds that crunch and freshness. Oh my gosh, it's gonna be so good. How's everyone's nachos? Oh, they've got the best. Serena opted for no chips. So she just has meat, lettuce, cheese, sour cream. And Robbie didn't want any cheese. He just wanted meat, chips. And then I put a little bit of sour cream and lettuce on the side so he could give that a shot. Is it good? Mm-hmm. Oh, it's so good. Y'all, today we watched the eclipse. It's so good that he passed out. Today we watched the solar eclipse outside in the driveway. What did y'all think? Mm-hmm. Wasn't it cool?
Mind-blowing. Mind-blowing.
Mind-blowing? It's so cool. I'm really glad.
We got the same thought.
Yeah, I'm really glad that we got to watch it all together.
Me too.
Mm-hmm. This next meal I also featured on our most recent Sam's Club haul, so you may have already seen this, but I just wanted to include it because it's so simple and one of our favorites. But the mini burger sliders from Sam's Club, along with Caesar salad, French fries, and Grillo's pickles, which are so good, and Hawaiian rolls. All right, so adding some burger sauce. And some fry sauce. They look so similar. Let's see. For dinner tonight, I'm doing sausage, peppers, and onions on a sheet pan in the oven. So I'll be using this type of beef smoked sausage. I'm gonna chop up an onion. I've got a couple of peppers. I'm working on that one. And then over here, we're also gonna roast up some green beans and some Brussels sprouts. And dinner is gonna be so good. We got them washed, dried, and a little bit of olive oil. Some garlic sliced up in there. Oh, those are gonna be some delicious treats. And we're gonna add some salt and pepper. All right, we've got sausage, peppers, and onions. We got rice, basmati rice, green beans, and Brussels sprouts. Sausage, peppers, and onions is such an easy meal to put together. Normally when I make it, I serve it over grits, but the rice was a really nice change up on this day. It was so good. Olivia holding the bag of rice. We're also, along with the tikka masala chicken, we're having basmati rice. And we're gonna flavor it with this chicken bouillon from Knorr. We'll be using this sauce. I picked this up from Aldi. And the frozen vegetable blend from Costco. So this is what I call super fast food done at home. The hardest part is gonna be cutting up the chicken before we cook it. Chicken is thawed. I'm just about to pull it out of the sink. Thank you, Olivia. I didn't show all the details, but what I did was I cut the chicken into bite-sized pieces and cooked it in a pan. I added the sauce and warmed it up together, cooked the rice and the vegetables, and bam, a meal. I am roughly following this recipe for dinner, although I didn't want to actually cook it like on the stovetop, so I'm making it into a crock pot recipe because that's my favorite. So over here all day I've had 6 chicken breasts cooking in the crock pot, and I just put them in the bottom with like one little pat of butter. I didn't measure, but I added a generous amount of Italian seasoning as well as some roast chicken seasoning and ranch seasoning. I made the decision to go ahead and shred the chicken. It is completely fork tender, and I had a little taste. It is delicious. It's not dry. It's very flavorful. So now let's make the sauce. The sauce is made with 1 cup of sour cream. It's actually right at 1 cup. To that, we're gonna add 1 can of a cream of chicken soup. You can always make your own cream of chicken soup. We're gonna add 1.5 cups of milk. Oh wow, this is gonna be full. I'm gonna go ahead and start stirring that together. So the recipe that I'm following does ask that you make this on the stove top, but since I'm doing this all in the crock pot, I'm going to mix it up, add it in, and let it cook a little bit together. I'm gonna add in 3 tablespoons of this ranch powder. I did season the chicken with this in the crock pot earlier. It calls for 1/2 teaspoon of onion powder. This is the one I'm using today. And I don't have a 1/2 teaspoon measure, so I'm just gonna add just a little bit. Here is what the sauce looks like, and a lot of the times when I'm cooking, I cook by smell. So I just like, you know, give it a whiff. There is no way this dish is not gonna be delicious. It smells so good. I think this made more than enough sauce. I'm just gonna give it a quick stir. So I'm gonna let it cook on warm for about another hour. Olivia will be home from work and we'll be ready to eat dinner. Oh my. Y'all, seriously, it smells so yummy. All right, we've got rice and the creamy ranch chicken. I added a little bit of cheese on top. I do think that this would taste really good with some bacon added on top as well. And I also roasted some carrots at 425 for about 30 minutes. So this is dinner tonight, and it looks really good. It smells amazing, and we are starving. Cannot wait to eat. Bon appetit. Here are some pictures of the day that the solar eclipse happened. We live in South Carolina. We had 84% totality. It was really cool. Anyway, I want to take a moment and say thank you for adding a dash of gratitude to your day. I truly appreciate you being here. Give this video a thumbs up and subscribe if you haven't already. I'll see you on the next one.